Wellness travelers, this is Dragonwolf, and we are doing the full moon in Aries. And I pulled a few cards, and I'm getting a block. As you can see, also, I haven't finished moving in completely, so just want to let you know about that. And I got the Star card. And usually, traditionally, this is talking about hope and faith and looking to the heavens and a spiritual connection. But this is saying something different to me. And so I looked up the planetary alignment for October 7, and there's nothing significant. Now, the day before, Mercury's going into Scorpio, but there's nothing going on. But I feel like the energy is saying it all might be perceived as nothing's happening, and this is the message. It is perceived that nothing is going on, but there is something for you to be looking at, and there is something that is trapping you, something that is keeping you confined, but it's almost feeling as though like you feel a tension, but you can't figure out where it's coming from. And I feel as though the other card that fell out was the Two of Swords. So this is an impasse. This is a fork in the road, decision to be made, no movement, no action, uncertainty, possibly confusion. So what it feels as though, and this is also the next moon cycle after the eclipse season. So you're still dealing with that. And this is in conjunction with that. But the eclipse season brought up another aspect that feels as though it didn't fully get dealt with or looked at. And it wasn't a main focus, but it was part of it. So I have this vision of like a motorcycle with like a little sidecar. So everything with the eclipse was the motorcycle, and it was the main operation. But then in the sidecar, there was a little extra something that is tagging along and going with you. But now it's time for you to look at that, and it's tugging at you. I'm feeling it kind of like above your belly button and below your heart, in that area. That's where the connection is feeling for me. And there's no movement because this is not new, and it is in association with what came up during the eclipse season. And this is something that you honestly didn't realize, this is the King of Wands, that you honestly really didn't realize was an issue. But it's in connection with what came up. It's like a little piece over here. So it has not really been seen as an issue. It hasn't really been seen as something to pay attention to. And I feel like for some of you, you feel like you've already dealt with this. So what's the deal? Like, so you are excusing it, or, oh, I've already dealt with that, whatever. Maybe it's just, because it's attached to a wound or an issue or a problem. You're like, well, I've already dealt with it. I've already came up with my decisions. Boundaries have been set, or actions have been made, or I've already grown through this. But there's a piece out there. There's a piece that you didn't know was still important. You didn't know because you weren't at this level yet to see it. So again, I'm getting with the Star card, you need to let your intuition, you need to let your spirit, you need to let the higher realms shine the light on this thing, because this thing actually has been holding you hostage. It has been trapping you. It has been making you uncomfortable. It's the rock in the shoe that you didn't know was there. It's the tear in the fabric of your soul that you didn't know was there. because you've been so focused on so many other things. You've been busy. You've been ignoring it. You have excused it away because you feel like you've already dealt with it. And I'm going, and the word arrogance comes up sometimes with this card. Actually, with the Knight, you can also get that as well for the Wands. But I'm getting the word arrogance and confidence, but misplaced confidence that you thought you had this. And I'm using the word arrogance because you want to believe that you're, how do you get that right words? It's not coming from an ugly place. It's coming from a place of you've been wounded and you are trying to rebuild your strength. You are trying to rebuild your self-worth. You are trying to let yourself know that you are strong and you're capable and you're worthy and you're valuable. So you have this strong assertion of confidence that you are trying to create new neural pathways in your head to let you believe that you are good, you are worthy, you are important. And so there's an arrogance there because you don't want anything to break that thought process. You don't want anything to disrupt that. So you are being blinded by this little piece that's still out there that isn't fixed, that hasn't joined the full puzzle yet. It's still out there hanging. And this is a time for you to really assess you. What is it? It's been nagging at you, and it is coming up right after the eclipse season. And as I said, it's attached to it, but you got the main motorcycle part that you were dealing with, and you got the little sidecar, and that sidecar is where it was sitting. So it's like a tag along, and you didn't know it was tagging along. You had no idea. And what was interesting is when I was shuffling the deck, the Three of Pentacles flipped upwards, but I was shuffling and it stayed in the deck, and I felt like it was important and I needed to pull it. What was funny is I had to go through every single card. It was the last card at the bottom of the deck, flipped up. So and I feel like that's a message of, it's the last place you're going to look. It's the last place you believe. It's the last thing that you believe is important. Whatever this extra something is that is starting to nag at you, your gut is starting to feel this. It's starting to show itself. It's starting to become present. You now cannot ignore it anymore. And with the Three of Pentacles is the working with others, is cooperation, is teamwork. And I don't feel like this is working with others of a physical nature. This is working with your mind, body, spirit. This is aligning all of you. Okay, this is aligning all of you. And I also got the Sovereign. Okay, so this is you taking full command of this. You've got this. You've got this. But this is going to take some spiritual work. This is going to take prayer. This is going to take meditation. This is going to take you really being honest. And the eclipse season was you being honest. It's truth, honesty, getting balanced. There was some things that needed to be dealt with. Now, doesn't mean that they're fully dealt with yet, because we're now at the next moon cycle of the full moon, and we need to take action. So we may still be dealing with action and that type of thing from what we were dealing with the eclipse season. But this is in connection. It's just a little extra piece hanging out. It needs to be dealt with, and you need to take command of this. You need to see that this is important and not put it back in a box and ignore it. Let's see what else can come up about this. Okay, put my glasses back on. All right, the Crystal Guardian. And so this is talking about the crystal energy. This is talking about wisdom. This is talking about going into a spirit realm, going into the crystal cave. This is going about connecting with higher vibrations, white light vibrations. So this is whatever your belief system is, possibly working with angels, other light beings, getting in full prayer and a serious meditation with God, ascending to a higher realm, or going into the earth and going into a shaman journey into the crystal cave. Whatever you're being led to do to connect, this is what you need to do, because this is something that is a tear. This is a tear. So if you can think of like your skin getting a cut, that's what it is. It's not a gaping wound, it's just a little cut. Again, it's this little piece that's been hanging out and you have not been paying attention to it, because I feel like for most of you, it's not that it hasn't been seen before, but it was already put to bed. It was already dealt with. It was already completely fixed, at least in your mind. Now, it doesn't mean it wasn't at the level that you were at the time that you dealt with it, but now you're at a different level and it's showing itself again, which means that it has a deeper significance. And we're having justice, which means that it is time, honey. It is time. And this means for me too, because I don't know yet what this is, but once I start putting some time and meditation into and seeing what it is, there are pieces and parts that I think, but I'm not sure for myself either. But this is justice. This is truth. This is honesty. This is higher plane. And I also feel very strongly that there is a higher spiritual guide for all of us. And it could be an angel, could be a spiritual, higher light being. I don't know. You may or may not know who that person is, but there is one particular that watches over you. And they are about truth and honesty. They're about justice. And they are not always bringing it sugar-coated. It's very blunt, to the point. Here you go. You're welcome. It's not like, oh, let's sit down. Let me, No, it's not like that. They're not mean. They're not rude. But they just give it to you because that's their job. They give you the message. They give you the guidance. And that is whom you'll be encountering when you go into looking at this, because this is the energy that is watching over you and is helping assist you in dealing with this tear in the fabric of your mind, body, spirit. And that is what you're working with, is your mind, body, spirit. This is a full connection. This is a full tear on all those three levels, which means that this is a big deal. We don't know it's a big deal because we've been ignoring it, and we haven't, or thinking, as I've said, we've already fixed this, so this doesn't mean anything. This isn't important. No, it is important. So let's see if there's any other information I can get concerning this. Oh, I got two things, okay. All right. Put the glasses back on. All right, and the fountain and the tender. Okay, so we have the fountain and the tender. And so what this means is that you really need to be going into your deep spiritual self. You need to dive into it. You need to be looking into the past. You need to be open to this next level, and you need to not be arrogant and believe that I've done this. Why is this? That means that this can't be real. This can't be an honest thing. And then the tender is letting you know this is about love. This is about light. This is something that you need to fix. This is about being good and nurturing to you. So don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. It's time to take action on this thing that's been a terror that has been traveling with you for a while, and you don't really realize it's still there. But it's there on a new level. So think of it as in a house. Okay, so you've got the main floor fully fixed, second floor fully fixed, third floor fully fixed. But in the attic, there's a hole in the roof. Everything else is good to go, but there's this hole in the roof, and it's not very big, but there's just this little bit of a crack that lets in a little bit of the outside weather, light, rain, snow, wind, bugs, whatever. And it's not that big. But think of it like that you had your entire house, you thought completely secure and fixed, and you get up to this higher level, because everything else was fine. Because when you were functioning at level 1, you were good. Functioning at level 2, you're good. Functioning at level 3, you're good. You fixed whatever it was on all these levels, and you are fine. Now you're at the higher level in the attic, and you're like, oh. So take a look at that, and how you are going to know what this is by going into your spirit. You have to go into your spirit, because this is something that you've been ignoring. So let's look at one last thing to close this out for you. What's interesting is this is the Four of Swords, and this is like rest and relaxation and needing peace. But I also got, what I got is peace and justice with this card. And the word justice again comes up. Like this is going to give you peace. This is going to give you rest from this terror that has been there. So it has been draining you and causing you some friction and difficulties that you weren't aware that it was. Like with the analogy of a hole in the roof in your attic. Weather damage. You've got water dripping in. It's eroding the boards. It's eroding the shingles. It's creating a mess and right under it. It's letting in all kinds of dust and debris. Snow has gotten in. So it actually has been causing you a drain, but you haven't been aware of this drain. And you really need to go into the spirit to see this. Again, we are getting this. This is travel. And usually this card is talking about physical travel, but you are doing a spiritual travel. And with it being cups, that is from the emotion and the spiritual psyche. You need to go into yourself, and you need to go to pure light. This is the Sun card, and you need to go to light. This is going into light. Now, even if you choose to go into the crystal cave inside the earth, crystals reflect light. They are light. They are pure. We're not going into darkness. We're going into light. We are looking for the divine's voice. We are looking for the higher self, in connection with the divine, with God, with the all, with the universe, to tell us. We have that guide that is going to be talking to us, okay? We got this guide, this justice, this guide that's looking down on us, that's saying, okay. And it's coming. It's something we need to deal with. So another growth moment, which is what my readings are about. I'm a reader that deals with healing, and the only way to heal is to deal. So I hope that you are able to resolve this sooner than later, but this is something that is not going to go away. And I'm not anxious to find out when it is for myself, because I'm already dealing with a lot with what's come up in the eclipse season. But since this is in conjunction, I know that this is for my better good, and I'm ready to go. I'm not excited, but I'm ready to go. Let's do it. So this is Dragonwolf. I love you. I know you can do this. And this is all for your betterment and evolution. You're leveling up. I mean, this is at a higher level. This tear is at a higher level. So just know that you're doing good on your travels. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Check me out on my website at kathysshannondesign.com. And I'll see you next time.